What's up everybody? Today I've got 10 build moves you have to learn to become your best in Fortnite. Some of these will be a little more difficult than others, but with enough practice you can master them all. For the first move, we have the upward tunnel. Here's what it looks like in full speed. To do this, as you're ramping up, you will need to drag walls around you to either your left or right side. And you'll also need to place that final ramp above you for extra protection. Here's what it looks like to do it slower. Don't forget to practice this with dragging walls to the left and right side. Next, we have a different version of the upward tunnel where you use a cone instead of a second ramp. Here's what it looks like slowed down. You build your ramp, cone, drag the walls, and then edit through the cone and the last wall. The first version with the ramp is more for going up multiple layers, but this is better for going up 1 or maybe 2 layers. This next move has been in the game for a long time now, but it's a good way to change direction while still going up. That's what it looks like in full speed, and here it is slowed down. Now this does leave your sides open, so don't spam this move and make sure that whichever side you go to, your opponent won't have an angle. Now getting into some more difficult moves, we have the side jump. To do this, you need to place a cone at the top of your ramp, place a wall through that cone, and jump to the side and land on a ramp. This is a good way to catch your opponent off guard, especially if they were the one to place the cone over you. If landing on the ramp is too difficult, just start by jumping to the side and landing on the floor. You don't even have to place the wall. Next is the high wall side jump. It starts the same as a regular side jump, but while you're in the air, look up high and place a second wall on top of the first. You'll have to look up slightly faster and have decent crosshair placement for you to place the walls and still land, but with enough practice, you'll get this down too. Here's one way to use it in a fight. And for the hardest version of the side jump, we have a protected high wall side jump. This is very similar to the high wall side jump, but now you want to be able to drag 4 walls and land on the floor below you, as well as have one above you. This requires good crosshair placement and speed if you want to be able to complete it. Here it is slowed down. Next, we have a sideways triple edit. This allows you to change direction while going up, but unlike the move from earlier, it keeps you protected. Here it is in slow motion. Also, once you have this move down, you can get creative and chain it into other moves. Moving on, we have the quad edit. This is when you edit a cone into a ramp and then triple edit up. The main takeaway from learning this is to be able to edit your cone effectively on a short notice, and the triple edit is to control peace and keep you protected. But sometimes you'll end your quad edit with a wall, a cone, or a ramp. For example, in this clip, even though I wasn't specifically going for the quad edit, I used my knowledge of that to edit this cone into a ramp and protect myself without even thinking about it. Next is more of a piece control move and is especially good in box fights, but can also be used in build fights. To do this, you'll need to place a wall if there's not one there already, and drag 4 cones around it, and then place another wall in between before making an edit into a peek shot. A great way to practice this is by dragging the cones and editing through the wall instead of setting up a peek shot and repeating. You can also go into Gabriel's piece control map and practice this same move on a moving target. Leave the code on screen, and here's what it looks like in action. Now we have the triple edit down. This is where you place a ramp and floor, edit through both and place another ramp below, and then edit that backwards as well. This is a fast way to get down 1 layer in a fight, and if you do it right, sometimes you can even catch your opponent in these builds. And for the second variation of this move, you do the same thing with the first ramp and floor, but you edit the second ramp halfway. This is a good way to set up getting on somebody's box. And if you do this right, you can even beat your opponent and get the wall between you two and get a shot. You can also use that skill to regularly double edit down and shoot.